that they take something that has every chance in the world to get me personally interested. This is my wheelhouse. This is what I'm into. This is what I like. This is what I want to see. And they just completely Don't you cut me off, opening title credit thing. Don't you cut me off when I'm about to rant about Doctor Who. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube harpy. And I was going off on this episode of Doctor Who because, like I said, this has the best chance of getting me invested. This episode takes place exactly with the type of characters and the established settings that I want to see. I want to see this. I want to see this. This dude right here, this guy, Lord Byron. Girl on the far end, Mary Shelly. Oh yeah. They did it. They went Lord Byron, Mary Shelly, Percy Shelley. They went there. I mean, of course, spoilers. Full spoilers. Full spoilers. They ruined something that I wanted to see. This is my wheelhouse. This is the Frankenstein monster. This is like the classic horror. This is Frankenstein, Dracula, all that stuff. That is my wheelhouse. That is one of my many wheelhouses. But that's something that you could have had something amazing. And for 15 minutes, I was invested. I was entertained. I wanted to see what these characters were doing. I was engaged, and this one didn't have a lot, not a lot, it had a little bit, but you know what, I can kind of forgive it because it's Lord Byron, and he had a bit of a reputation anyway, I mean, seriously, just go online and search his you-know-what down there, and you'll find out many wonderful, fascinating articles about how well endowed Lord Byron was, and I was basically Googling, was he a dick? Because that's kind of how he acts in this. I remember hearing stories and reading stories about how he's a little bitch, full of himself, a little bit like that. They made him a lot more like that in this. But you know what? I can kind of forgive it because it is Lord Byron. And, you know, I can just forgive that one. What I can't forgive in this episode is you take the most ideal set of characters, the most ideal set of circumstances. Also, thank you so much for subscribing. If you guys do enjoy my content, like, subscribe, share. Every like matters. Every share counts. Every comment is amazing and wonderful and treasured and valued. So thank you so much. But they took the most ideal set of circumstances for me to be interested and engaged. And for about 20 minutes, it was fine. It was okay. I'm like, ooh, we're getting into the backstory of this. We're getting into the science.
I like science.
No, not that kind of science. The little bit of like the more forensic science. The more, oh yes, we're going to tell ghost stories and talk about decapitated bodies. And I don't know if they said decapitated, but we're going to talk about, oh, can we tell ghost stories and make it with corpses? And, you know, you see Mary Shelley, she's a bit of a freak, which she would have had to been to write Frankenstein. Very eccentric, these nobility from way back when. You know, they're not just out there schlocking it around like Batwoman or something. And yeah, I just wanted an excuse to use the clip because I like it. Because it's fun and it makes me laugh. But no, they took these characters and they turned it into the most dull, boring. I mean, come on. Grant spends about half an hour of the thing, the old guy, looking for the bathroom. Come on. Chamber pots, anyone? This is... What time period are you in? Also, this is when they arrive at the doorstep. Out of nowhere, for no reason. They're crashing the party because I guess some weird stuff's going on because, you know, it's a Doctor Who episode. They crash Lord Byron's little get-together and his little party. And, of course, she's doing the face because she's every episode she's got to... The face. I don't know what her deal is. And she's still just doing a bad David Tennant impression. So we had Grant wandering around for about a half an hour trying to find the bathroom. These two really doing absolutely nothing. Like I keep saying, they have too many companions. Give me one companion to do something. But it's like these were written for completely other doctors. So they have to kind of go in and rewrite them. And they only have maybe about a half an hour of script. That is the other problem. This is one of the best episodes of the season in the fact that for the first 20 minutes, I was really into it until it just completely crawled to a halt. Slowed down. That's when they started Doctor Whoing it. And I'm not talking like good Doctor Who. I'm talking like modern scrunch-faced Jodie Whittaker Doctor Whoing it. They just start going in the most boring way possible to tell us about why we're running from this cyber... Oh, I don't even remember what they were talking about. This is the lone Cyberman. So surprise, the lone Cyberman. Anybody who can figure out anything is going to kind of figure out pretty quickly that, oh, something's going to happen. We know Cyberman's coming, so it's going to inspire Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in some way. And that's kind of interesting to see how that unfolds. I don't like Jodie Whittaker's little doctor in this one. I don't like how she explains everything. I don't like how... she's just dreadful. She's horrible. She's like, oh yeah, don't drop any hints. Don't mention writing. Don't mention any monsters. Don't mention reanimating corpses. And what's she do? First thing she does, hey, anyone want to do a writing competition? Because she's noticing something's not right. Historically, they said it was a writing competition that inspired the Frankenstein story. In this incarnation, they're having a little bit of a ball or an orgy or whatever I don't know what they're having. You know, it might as well have been that, because, I mean, Lord Byron, I believe he went both ways anyway, so there was a good chance to have some representation there, but no, they didn't want to do that, which is fine. We don't need it in everything, but the problem is when you bring in a character like a Cyberman to make it the most boring version of a Cyberman is the problem here. It's once they got into the, oh yeah, and now we have to thread in this Doctor Who sort of story into this historic piece. It used to work just fine. What was it? The Agatha Christie? Was it Agatha Christie? With David Tennant and Donna and the bees, or wasps, or whatever it was. That one worked really well. That one was cute. That was entertaining. That was fun. That one was well paced. This one slows to a halt about 20 minutes in, and it's just bad. It is just boring. Who cares? They spend about a half an hour of this episode wandering around through a house, talking, calling to each other in the most slow, boring way possible. Mary Shelley's got a little son, and of course, she's spending a lot of the time trying to find him. Percy Shelley's hiding in the basement somewhere because Percy Shelley, her husband, but they're not married, but you know, she's Mrs. Shelley, has all of the knowledge. Basically, he picked up a little bit of like liquid mercury or something out of water, which really wasn't liquid mercury, like a liquid metal Terminator. This one, so much Terminator stuff in this one too. So he picks up a little bit of liquid metal out of the water. It goes into his skin, and then he's all of a sudden got all of the knowledge of the Cybermen and all of their future history and everything. And we spend, like, it kind of gets interesting towards the very end where the Doctor comes in and says, yeah, sometimes you got to make the hard decision. Do we save one man who's going to inspire thousands, or do we let him die and then all of you all die off as well? That's kind of interesting, but it took so long to get there. Mary Shelley even tries to reason with him. Oh, you spared my son, but you murdered the maid. And of course, he's a cyber... This is also not just a Cyberman. He can reason, he can talk, he's got half a face. I don't understand how they just made it so boring and how they made it so unwatchable. For something that I really, really wanted to see. I wanted to see what they would do. You know, maybe 5 years ago, if it were David Tennant or something, or 10, God, it's 10 years ago now. Maybe if it were a David Tennant episode with some decent writing and directing. I'm wondering if it's not the directing, because the pacing is the hugest problem in this. This could have been a half-hour episode easily. They could have spent a little bit more time doing something other than wandering throughout a mansion. So the mansion, it tricks your mind into perceiving that the rooms are not where the rooms are. You know, you got one dude walking through walls for some reason. This other dude here, I can't remember his name, but he's one of the little hangers-on in Percy and Lord Byron's little clique of noble people, right? He's downstairs, he goes through a wall, ends up upstairs because the house is tricking you to perceive it differently because the Cyberman said so. I think I just got so boring and dumb towards the end that it felt like they were ripping off pretty much everything and not just being a Doctor Who episode. And just stop. You're not as cute and smart and clever as you think you are. You don't have to go into this big, huge, convoluted mess to tell me how this works from point A to point B. You know, they could have really, really simplified this and just said, hey, there's a Cyberman loose. We're here to stop him. And, you know, they could have just been in the house being scared of something outside. You didn't need the whole 20-minute side quest of the house being weird, I guess. Being, you know, you go in one room and you come out the other. That's not there. It's basically they turn the house into a Scooby-Doo house, or in like Nightmare on Elm Street 4, where they're just going around in circles and loops and stuff, where you're going one destination and then you're not ending up where you intend to be. They also kind of portray Percy Shelley to be an absolute wuss, which, you know, I guess the stuffy that era is they're a little fancy. They're a little softer back then, I suppose. Oh, this guy does try and challenge Ryan to a duel for some reason. Just because what? I guess he talked to I don't even remember. And that was in the good part of this episode. All in all, I just am more disappointed. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed that they took characters I really wanted to see on screen and they just did fuck all with them. So, did you guys see the episode? Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I would probably give this one a high 6. A high 6, because I did enjoy the first half until it just completely stopped. So yeah, high 6. I am Mecha Random 42, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.